let's talk a little bit about just, why do we need data in terms of at a broad level in the organizations we work with, and then even more specifically within our world of continuous improvement. So here are really 8 thoughts and reasons why data really helps us. First, it really separates what we think is happening from what is really happening. Of course, I think this particular point assumes that the data is good, which is something we will continue to talk about. So of course, right, we want to be able to understand from a fact-based point of view, what is truly happening in our organizations and in our processes. The next is we can confirm or we can disprove preconceived ideas and theories. So I'm not sure about many of you, but often when I do process improvement work, I hear the response, we don't have a process, or we need more people, right? Or this happens because people don't have enough training or knowledge. And so these are some of the preconceived ideas we often have, but we can use data to help us either confirm whether those are really true, or again, maybe that they may not be. So third, this is something that, especially as we do improvement work, data really helps us get a baseline of performance. So very similar to when maybe we want to go on a health improvement journey, right? Getting healthier. One of the things we may want to do is lose some weight. Well, we typically weigh ourselves and get our baseline so that eventually, after we make some interventions and changes, we then can say, did we really get better? So it's the same idea when we do improvement work. We want to use data, or we can use data to help us understand where are we now in terms of our performance. We also can use data to help us see the history of a problem over time. So that's one of the things that helps us to establish a baseline. It may also help us to understand what might be some root causes of poor performance. Is this a problem that always has existed? Or maybe is it something that has popped up more recently? So data can help us answer questions like that. Also, as I mentioned earlier, with using kind of taking your weight as an example, data helps us measure the impact of changes on a process. So, we talk sometimes about moving the needle on something. Well, data helps us see how far we move that needle. We also can use data more so as we're starting to study poor performance and maybe some variation in our processes. It helps us to look at and identify and understand relationships that might help explain variation, right? Is someone's knowledge or training a factor in their ability to perform a process, whether it's in a timely manner or with high quality? So we can use data to help us answer questions like that. Also, we can just use some data to monitor performance, right? Typically towards the end of improvement efforts, we want to make sure we're sustaining those gains or improvements. So data helps us to do that level of control and monitoring. And then also it really helps us to avoid, solutions that don't tend to solve the real problem, which I mentioned earlier. One of the common things that we hear often, maybe we just need more people, right? And so data can help us really avoid, well, is that really the right solution to a particular problem?